Hey Rebel Rouser, I'm Alan Voivod, and this is Star Wars 7x7. We're at episode number 1747 today. Thank you so much for joining me for it. As you may be able to tell, I've officially pushed my voice to the limit here at Star Wars Celebration. And this is perfect timing in that regard because we're at the end of Star Wars Celebration, so I'm going to be able to give my voice a little bit of a rest. And in fact, today, there's only going to be one bonus episode of the show, not two as there have been in past days because of what happened today, day 5 of Celebration. And of course, you're hearing this on Tuesday the 16th. I'm saying today because I'm recording on Monday the 15th. You know, that's how it works. But anyway. So we do have a lot to share with you, me, we have a lot to talk about together, you and I, about what happened at Celebration Chicago on day 5. A lot of it can be summed up here in this particular video, but there is going to be a separate episode about Star Wars Resistance because the Resistance panel happened today and they showed the first episode of Season 2, which we will talk about in detail over on the bonus episode. What I will tell you right now is that it is continuous, as in the start of Season 2 of Resistance takes place right after the end of Season 1 of Resistance, and I won't tell you any spoilers beyond that. All I will simply say is there was a fun fact about the fact that at the end of Season 1, when they were doing that final recording session for when Tam becomes a part of the First Order, they actually separated Susie McGrath from the rest of the cast, and normally they said that when they do their recordings for their episodes, they do it as a group together. They're not recording their stuff separately. So it was sort of unusual for them to separate Susie, and the rest of the cast didn't necessarily understand why. And so it actually created some additional separation, emotional effect in the performances that they gave. Now, as far as the rest of Celebration on Monday went, well, they had the Phantom Menace 20th anniversary panel, and it probably won't come as a surprise to you that there was no real news announced there, and there is not going to be, at least as far as we know, a 20th anniversary revival or special edition or anything like that. They certainly didn't announce it at Celebration, but Ian McDiarmid was there at the panel, and he said that, in talking about the Phantom Menace, he said, as you know, Darth Vader chucked me down this tunnel, and I thought, oh, that's the end of that, which naturally your brain cycles through and wants to go to the fact that he had that malicious laughter at the end of the teaser for The Rise of Skywalker in the Episode 9 trailer. And speaking about that, he said, oh, I just happened to be in the neighborhood, so I thought I would just drop in for a laugh. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, well played, Ian McDiarmid, well played. Now, there was also, for those of you who like to read the kids' comics, an IDW publishing panel where the one thing that they teased is that there will be a Return to Vader's Castle series coming out later this year. They did a Tales from Vader's Castle series last year, and I guess it was a rather popular thing, so they decided that they're going to do a sequel to it. So that has been officially teased. And speaking of things that have been officially teased, at a Lucasfilm panel in the morning, they teased something that quite honestly could be rather momentous, and I will talk about that after the break. Stay tuned.
Hey there. If you're enjoying all the coverage that I'm bringing you from Star Wars Celebration and what I do every single day for you at Star Wars 7x7, I hope you'll consider putting something in the tip jar at patreon.com/SW7x7. $1, $3.27, $5.01 or more. Honestly, every little bit helps, and every little bit is just as exciting as every other little bit. Please consider supporting me in the work of delivering Star Wars stories and interviews to you on a daily basis at patreon.com/SW7x7.
Welcome back. So a very mysterious announcement came out of the Lucasfilm Publishing panel on Monday. It's for something that's called Project Luminous, and it's coming in 2020. There's been no format announced for what it could be, but it is a collaboration between 5 very well-known Star Wars authors, including Cavan Scott, Claudia Gray, Justina Ireland, Daniel Jose Older, and Charles Soule. And so what it is, all right, well, here's what we know, and here's what we can presume. First of all, when they put the little teaser shot on screen for it, it had a little emblem on there, and it was the emblem for the Jedi Order, okay? So that's number one. And number two, the only time that the word luminous appears in the movies, to my knowledge at least, is when Yoda tells Luke, luminous beings are we, not this crude matter, in The Empire Strikes Back. So, you know, does that mean that it might have something to do with Yoda? You know, that's certainly what I would like to think about this, and because of course it has the Jedi Order symbol, it would suggest that maybe it takes place in the prequel era perhaps, or you know, for all we know it could happen even before the prequel era, or it could be a long time spanning enterprise, considering that we have multiple authors involved. And again, the fact that they're not even announcing a format suggests that it could be almost like a Journey to Episode 9 situation, where you've got one big project and multiple authors, books for adult readers, books for younger readers, comic books, all playing up to one big thing. So this is something that allegedly we're going to hear more about this in the coming weeks and months, in fact. But for now, I think this is one of the most intriguing announcements coming out of Celebration. And so it's kind of fun that they actually still had something up their sleeve to share on the final day of Celebration. So that, my friends, is going to do it for the Day 5 recap of Star Wars Celebration Chicago. And for this show, thank you so much for joining me for it, as always, and may the Force be with you wherever in the world you may be.
This podcast is not endorsed or sponsored yet by Lucasfilm Limited, Disney, or 20th Century Fox. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Star Wars, the Star Wars logo, all names and pictures of Star Wars characters, vehicles, and any other related Star Wars items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Lucasfilm Limited or their respective trademark and copyright holders. May the Force be with them. All original content is copyright 2019 by Star Wars 7x7. We hope you love it.